Hey guys, what is going on? It is August Young here at DocSports.com, back with the NBA rundown for you all here for Saturday, November 2nd. Not going to waste any time, make this one short and sweet. Let's dive in. We're looking at the Boston Celtics at the Charlotte Hornets. Now, you got Boston laying 11 in this one, total at 231. This total does surprise me. It was 233 yesterday, that pushed. Line went down to 231 yesterday as well, was immediately steamed back up to 233. Would have cashed if you got that 231. The over has now hit in 5 of the last 6. Back-to-back game here with little defense being played in all likeliness. Data does show defense is optional in these back-to-backs. You know, Celtics, they've already shown that they can score at will here. Clear over for me, so I do see value in the over at 231. Now, Sacramento Kings at the Toronto Raptors. Sacktown, they're laying 8.5, total at 234.5. It's a big number for a back-to-back game. You look at Toronto, they've been a complete cover machine. We cashed in them last night against the Lake Show at plus 9.5. Also, this isn't the best travel spot for Sacramento. Public money pouring in on them as well. Guess no one's getting the memo on Toronto. Have to lean with the Raptors at plus 8.5, and there is a plus 9 at a few spots out there. I do recommend line shopping as always. Diving into Memphis Grizzlies at the Philadelphia 76ers. Either team laying a point depending where you look, total at 221.5. Memphis 0-2 against the spread on the road. Philadelphia, they're yet to win at home. Neither team is playing any defense. Memphis allowing 118 points per game on the season, and you've got Philly allowing over 115 points per game. So I have a premium play on the side. When it comes to the total, which I can't talk about, but when it comes to the total, I don't mind the over here at 221.5. But speaking of that premium play, if you are interested, you can head on over to DocSports.com, and also down in the description, there is a link. And if you're not already a client of Doc Sports, you can click that link, activate a free $60 account, which you can use for my premium selections, including this one, absolutely free, no obligation. Be sure to click the link in the description below and get that play. Moving on to the Minnesota Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs. Timberwolves laying 3.5, total at 213.5. Unfortunately, my numbers have this spot on with both the side and the total, so not much more for me to add. Golden State Warriors at the Houston Rockets, another premium selection for me, a 4-unit going on this one as well, and as mentioned above, the link in the description below if you want access for free. Moving on to the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Sorry guys, another premium selection on this one too. Stack card today, but the rest is all free from here on, I promise, so no more telling you that I got premium plays. We do have a stacked NBA card though. So moving on to the Miami Heat at the Washington Wizards. The Heat are laying 9, total at 225. I really like Miami here. Washington are getting a really weird bump in power ratings here, just because they've won 2 games outright as dogs, but it's against the most pathetic team in the league to this point, which is, of course, the Atlanta Hawks. Those guys cannot play any defense. They have no energy at all. Their second half in the game against Washington was horrific. In the second game, in the sort of revenge spot, they still yet to cover a spread on the season. When it comes to Washington, they've just played teams that don't play defense. That won't be the case here versus Miami. They do play defense. Washington, they did play Celtics and Cleveland, got smoked versus the Celtics twice, lost to Cleveland as well. 2 teams that play defense, and their average margin in those games was almost 20 points per game negative. Seeing public money coming on Washington as well, which is quite funny to see. Heat -9 is going to be the free play. Now, Portland Trailblazers at the Phoenix Suns. The Suns are laying 12.5, total at 225. Portland are 4-2 against the spread, but this is still a team that are going to dwindle, in my opinion, probably sooner rather than later. Back-to-back spot. Suns much better than them everywhere. The issue in a game like this, though, is are the Suns even bother to really show up, especially after cover a 5 straight games to open the season versus tough competition. They had the Clippers twice, the Lakers twice, and the Mavs. And now they have Portland. I probably lean Portland plus the points, small lean here. Utah Jazz at the Denver Nuggets. Denver laying 10.5, total at 221. Really, really hard to lay this with a team that are 1-4 against the spread. How would you lay 10.5 on a team that's covered the spread 25% of the time? I understand it, in the sense that they're going to have some desperation to win in front of a home crowd, which they have yet to do this season to this point. But it's really not an ideal travel spot for the Jazz. One thing I will say, Jazz are used to playing at altitude, and in fact, it's probably going to be one of the rare occasions where it probably hurts Denver more. Speaking of desperation, Utah 0-5 straight up. I'd personally see how this game's shaken out if it was me. Maybe look in the second half at Utah if it seems close or the Denver seems to be running out of gas. But the pre-game free play here will be on the Utah Jazz at plus 10.5. Now getting to the last game, the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Los Angeles Clippers. Thunder laying 5.5, total at 220. I like the Thunder here. A lot of my sharp buddies like the Clippers. I'm staying away. I think I advise you guys to do the same. However, for my money, if you do want my lean on it, I have to get involved with OKC or it's a pass, especially now that this line has moved down. Look, the Thunder are a good team, man. Like, they're really good. Clippers still without Kawhi, failed to cover in 2 straight at home now. They went down to the wire versus Portland, horrible look, and then dropped the game versus the Suns, which I believe they were up 18 at the half, 18 or 20. It's ridiculous. That third quarter was brutal. Hard to have much confidence and oomph for that team heading in here after those 2 performances, and then you get the OKC Thunder. OKC could roll them here. I lean with them at 5.5. So, they are my free plays, guys. You know where to find me for my premium picks. Also, please go follow me on X at August Young Wins. That is the quickest and easiest way to be in touch with me. I'm always on there updating you guys as to what's going on. I have my football plays today. And as I mentioned, if you do want the premium picks that I mentioned for the NBA and you're not a client, the link below in the description, free $60 account. This is August Young, dogsports.com. See you guys next time.